Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, as you know, we are discussing ecological interactions. We have discussed positive interactions and its various types. Today, we are going to discuss negative interactions. As you know, negative interactions are such relationships that are aimed at harming the other species. They include parasitism, predation, competition, and amensalism. Such a relationship in which one or both the species are harmed are called as negative interactions. So what is parasitism? Parasitism is a kind of relationship where an organism that is known as parasite, it lives in or on the body of other species and acquires benefit in the form of food or shelter and transport. A smaller organism that obtains the benefit is known as parasite, and usually the larger organism that is at loss or that is harmed is known as host. That means the parasite lives at the expense of host. The host provides parasite food, shelter, or transport, with the result the host is adversely affected. So far as the examples or types of parasitism are concerned, there are a lot of types of parasitism based on various factors. For example, the parasites that live only a part of their life as parasites are known as temporary parasites. The parasites that spend only a part of their life cycle as parasites. Such organisms spend major part of life as free-living organisms. They are known as temporary parasites. The parasites that live whole of their life as parasites, they are known as permanent parasites. Number 3, the parasites that live non-essentially as parasites. As we have already discussed in positive interactions, the term facultative and obligate. Facultative means such parasites which lead the parasitic life when the opportunity for such mode of life is available only. If the parasitic facilities are not available, they lead a free, non-parasitic life. Certain worms, bacteria, they must live a parasitic life. You might have heard that some fungi, some bacteria, a lot of viruses, they cannot live without the parasitic way. That is why they are known as obligate parasites. So far as the facultative parasites are concerned, many species of fungi that are living on trees, if the tree dies, the fungus still continues to eat the wood, or even it is said to feed on dead wood also, thus helping in nutrient cycling The obligate parasites, there are a lot of obligate parasites like viruses, as I already told you, bacteria, fungi, in plants or animals. That means this parasitism is exhibited in a range of organisms. There are parasites that live inside the body of the host. They live within the host. They are known as endoparasites. For example, you might have heard the name Plasmodium, that is the malarial parasite that causes malaria, that lives in the blood of the host. It cannot survive outside the host. There is one more parasite like common roundworm, usually living inside the intestines of human beings and cannot survive outside. That is why such parasites that live inside the body of the host, they are known as endoparasites. But the parasites that can live outside the body, rather on the body surface of the host, they are known as ectoparasites, like common louse living with the humans, that is pedicellus humans, or the cattle leech that sucks the blood from the skin surface, that is Heredinaria granulosa, the common leech. There is one more example of ectoparasite. There's a plant called a cuscuta that lives as ectoparasite on another plant. There are some parasites, they are known as hyperparasites. Such parasites whose host with which they live is also a parasite. The host with which the parasites live, if that is also a parasite, then such type of parasites are known as hyperparasites. Usually, the host is an insect that is also a parasite. There is small white butterfly. It is said that it is a serious horticultural pest of cabbage. Its leaves, its larvae, the larvae of white butterfly, they are parasitized by the larvae of wasps. Therefore, in this case, the wasp is a hyperparasite. There was a microbiologist, his name was Robert May. In 1983, he categorized parasites as microparasites and macroparasites. He made a useful distinction between parasites based on their population biology. The microparasites, like viruses, as the name indicates, very small. Viruses, bacteria, fungi, they have direct reproduction at higher rates within the host. And the macroparasites, like helminths, tapeworm, macro, bigger one, arthropods, like ticks, fleas, they have no direct reproduction within the host. Such types of parasites are known as macroparasites.